Teacher, my name is Wendy Tumay. Today talk about the country England. For years, why is so important? Well, England is a country located in Northwest Europe. Known for its rich history and culture, England is famous for its iconic monuments such as the Tower of London. Its vibrant city such as London offer a unique blend of tradition and modernity, while its picturesque rural landscape such as the Cotswolds invite exploration and relaxation. So next we talk about of your language. English is the native language of the United Kingdom and is the country where the English language originated. Characteristics of English in England. First, accent. The English accent is very distinctive and varies by region. Some of the most well-known accents are the London Cockney accent, the Manchester accent, and the Liverpool accent. Vocabulary. There are some difference in vocabulary between English in England and America English. For example, in England, the word lift is used to refer to an elevator, while in the United States, the word elevator is used. Okay, grammar. The grammar of English in England is similar to that of English in general, but there are some differences in the way tense and modes are used. Okay. Dialectal regions in England. First, Northern England, which includes cities such as Manchester and Liverpool, has a very distinctive dialect. Southern England, which includes cities such as London and Brighton, has a milder and less marked dialect than of the North. And West England, which includes such as Bristol and Plymouth, has a dialect characterized by softer pronunciation and more archaic vocabulary. We have types of art. Okay, I start rituals and customs. The ceremony of the case of the Tower of London. First, every night, the head of the Tower of London performs a ceremony to close the tower and hand the key to a tower guard. Other is the blessing of the chiefs in the port of Plymouth. Every year, a ceremony is held to bless the chiefs that leave the port of Plymouth. Okay, now traditions. Afternoon tea. The is very popular in England and is usually served with cakes and sandwiches. Sunday roast is an English tradition that consists of a roast of meat that is served on Sundays. Okay, festivals and celebrations. St. George's Day is celebrated on April 23 and is the National Day of England. Other is Queen's Day, is celebrated in June and is a celebration of the Queen's birthday, Isabel I. Glastonbury Festival is a music festival held in June and is one of the most famous in the world. And traditional art and craft, Staffordshire Parade is a craft tradition that dates back to the 18th century. And woolen weaving is a craft tradition that dates back to the Middle Age. Type of religion. England is a country with great religious diversity, although the predominant religion is Christianity. England has a long tradition of religious freedom, and most religions are free to practice their belief without restriction. However, there are some ongoing tensions and debates about the relationship between religion and the state in England. For example, major religions is first Christianity. The Church of England, Anglican, is the official church of the country, and most English people identify as Christians. And two, Iceland is the second largest religion in England, with Muslim population of around 3 million people. Three, Hinduism is the third largest religion in England, with a very large Hindu population of people. And Judaism emphasizes the importance of faith, tradition, and community. Net type of food, traditional food. For example, fish and cheese is one of the most popular meals in England. Full English breakfast, including eggs, bacon, sausages, beans, and toast. Shepherd's pie, again of lamb or beef with vegetable and potatoes. Regional foods, for example, Cornwall is famous for its fish cakes and tea creams. Um, Lancashire, a type of meat and vegetable stew, and desserts and sweets, for example, trifle, a layer dessert of sponge cake, fruit, and cream, and apple crumble, an apple dessert with a crunchy topping. Okay, I continue with institutions and societies associated to the cultural language. Linguistic institutions, for example, Oxford University Press, that publishes reference and scholarly works on the English language. Other is English Language Session, an organization dedicated um, to the teaching and learning of English as a second language. And linguistic societies, um, for example, English Language Teacher Associations, a society dedicated to the teaching and learning of the English language. Two, International Association of Teachers of English as a Foreign Language, an international society dedicated to the teaching and learning of English, of course, as a second language. Okay, so prepare manners from the culture. Basic manners. First, greet with an handshake. When meeting someone, it's common to greet with a firm but no too strong handshake. Two, use titles and surnames. In formal situations, it's common to use titles such as Mr., Sir, Miss, followed by the surname. Three, be punctual. Punctuality is very important in English culture. Is advisable to arrive on time or even a little before the scheduled time. Now, manners in social situation. One, be respectful of privacy. The English value their privacy very much, so it's advisable not to ask personal or invasive questions. 2. Don't talk too much about yourself. It's considered rude to talk too much about yourself or your achievements. And 3. Be kind and polite. The English value kindness and courtesy very much, so it's advisable to always be kind and respectful to others. Evolution of language in England has been a complex and dynamic process, has spread over the years. It started with Old English, also known as Anglo-Saxon. Then, with the Norman conquest in 1266, French became the dominant language, influencing the formation of Middle English. Modern English began to take shape in the 16th century and has continued to evolve to present day, incorporating words and expressions from other languages, especially from the British Empire. Some of the factors that have influenced the evolution of language in English include invasions and migrations have led to the introduction of new language and dialects into England. Trade and colonization have led to the spread of the English language throughout the world. And culture and social change have influenced the way the English language is used and have led to the creation of new dialects and varieties. Culture belief. The monarchy is a highly respected institution in England, and many English people believe in the importance of tradition and continuity. The idea of fair play is an important cultural belief in English, which refers to the idea that people should be treated fairly and equally. Superstition belief. The belief in the bad luck of black cats is a common superstition in England. The idea that is bad luck to walk under a ladder is also a common superstition. Philosophical belief. The idea of individual freedom and autonomy is an important philosophical belief. The belief in the importance of reason and logic is also very common in England. Okay, net ideal. It has a rich history in a culture identified that is reflected in its ideals and values. Okay, first ideal of justice and fairness. They believe in the importance of equality of opportunity and social justice is very common in English society. Ideals of liberty and autonomy. They believe in the importance of freedom of speech and freedom of assembly is very common in English society. And finally, ideal of education and knowledge. The idea that education is the key to success and progress is a fundamental ideal in England. Okay, now they are characterized by formality, punctuality, courtesy, and respect for tradition, with strong emphasis on social etiquette, for example, behavior in public. Courtesy and respect for others are essential. It's common to use expressions like please and thank you in daily interactions. Behavior at work. Clear and respectful communication is essential for success at work. Etiquette norm. Communication etiquette is also very important. It's considered rude to interrupt someone who is speaking, no listen carefully, and others. And respect standards. Respect for authority is very important in England. Is considered rude to defy authority or no respect the rules. And finally, respect for the environment is also important. It's considered rude not to recycle, not to care for the environment, and others. Okay, roles. The roles are influenced by the culture, history, and social structure of the country. For example, the roles of the citizen are considered active members of society with responsibilities and obligations towards their community and country. Other is role of the community leader are considered influential figures in their communities, responsible for promoting well-being and social cohesion. And finally, role of the volunteer are considered people who contribute to the well-being of society without expecting reward or recognition. Now, concepts. Concepts of family. Stability and family cohesion are valued. Also, the family is seen as a safe haven and a place of mutual support. Concept of friends considered an important part of social life in England. Also, loyalty and trust in friendship are valued. Content of co-workers are seen as members of a team who work together to achieve common goals. And content of community is considered an important part of lying English, also active participation in the community and volunteering are valued. Now, myths. They have been stories and beliefs that have been transmitted for a long time. For example, the myth that the English monarchy is the oldest and most respected monarchy in the world. Also, the myth that Queen Isabel I was responsible for the defeat on the Spanish Armada in 1588. Other myths about history, the myth that the Romans built hindrance walls in England to protect the country for barbarians. Finally, myths about society, the myth that the English are reserved and do not express their emotions. Other is the myth that social class is very important in England and that social mobility is difficult. Okay, another important topic is values. English values centers on tolerance, just individual freedom, loyalty, and respect for traditions, with a strong sense of community and responsibility. For example, respect is a core value in English society. Respect for others is valued regardless of race, gender, religion. Honesty is another important value in England. People are expected to be honest and transparent in their interactions. In integrity is a value that is highly valued. People are expected to act with uh, ethical principles. Work versus family. In England, both work and family are valued. However, in general, family is considered to be more important than work. People are expected to prioritize time where their family and take care of their loved ones. Okay, desires. English desire for society focus on economy, prosperity, national unity, environmental protection, and the social well-being of its citizens. For example, material desires, money and financial security. Many people in England wish to have enough money to cover their needs and enjoy some luxurious. Property and housing are common desires in India, especially among people looking to settle down and raise a family. Personal desires. Um, One personal fulfillment. Many people in England wish to realize their personal goals and aspirations, whether in their career, education, or personal life. Connection and community are common, especially in a time when loneliness and isolation are growing problems. And finally, social desires, equality and justice. Many people in England wish to live in a more just and equitable society and where everyone has access to the same opportunities and resources. Another is sustainable environmental, especially in a time when climate change and sustainability are issues of great concern. Now, essentials. Gender equality is valued. People are expected to treat men and women equally and with respect. Diversity is celebrated. People are expected to value and respect culture, religious, and lifestyle diversity. Safety is a priority. People are expected to take steps to protect their safety and that of others. Education is valued. People are expected to value education and lifelong learning. And personal responsibilities is important. Are expected to take responsibility for their actions and decisions. Okay, attitudes. Positive attitudes, for example, the attitude towards diversity and inclusion is also very positive, as culture, diversity is valued and equal opportunities are promoted. Negative attitudes. For example, individualism. British cultures can be very individualistic, which can lead to some people focusing more on their own needs and wants than on the needs of others. And attitudes influenced by others. For example, attitudes toward fashion and beauty can be influenced by popular culture and the media. Takes I started music. Rock and pop are very popular music genres in English. Classical music is also highly appreciated, especially in culture and educational circles. Sports. Football is the most popular sport in English, with a large fan base and a rich history of international success. Cricket is another very popular sport in English, especially in middle and upper class circles. Politics. And politics in English is very polarized, with a large divide between the conservative and labor parties. Most English people consider themselves moderate and prefer centrist politics. And finally, to finish, art and culture. Um, Theatre and opera are very popular in England, with a wide variety of productions and festivals throughout the year. And painting and sculpture are also highly appreciated in England, with a large number of museums and art galleries. Thank you very much. Bye bye.